I come from a very long line of women in Canada that live forever. Like, they never die. My great Aunt Marion, she lived into 103. My grand lived into 101. And their mother, my great granny, lived into 101. So chances are, if I live as long as my female ancestors, being a 46-year-old woman pretty much means I'm still in puberty. Which explains a lot. And thank you. This man in the front row's like, wow, that hot cougar doesn't look a day over 45. Thank you. That's my son. Hashtag awkward. But I often wonder, like, what would it be like to be that old? How would it feel to be 100, a century? And then I saw this documentary on the BBC, and they were interviewing the oldest man in the world. He's 115 years of age. He lives in India, and the interview went pretty much like this. My God, 115 years of age. How on earth have you managed to defy the laws of mortality? In one sentence, can you sum up the meaning and the secret of life for everyone out there? This 115-year-old wrinkly dude in the lotus position just looked straight down the eye of the camera and said, I just want to die. Please, I am so depressed. I am so bored and tired. Kill me. It's like, that's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. That should be on the side of a Lululemon bag. Hashtag I just want to die. That's all we know. It's amazing. So, like, I often wonder, though, like, my ancestors, my great Aunt Marion and my granny, you know, they were young in the 20s, the 1920s. And here we are, 100 years later, it's 2020. And I know, I often think about it. I'm like, wow, think of how far we've become, you know, how all the advances we've made technologically, you know, and look at how far we've come with equality. You know, it's amazing, right? And I think equality is awesome. I really do. I also think that it's totally okay that we can acknowledge that we're different, you know? We can be equal and we can be different. Thank you. One woman is clapping in the back. That's all I need. Everyone else is like, get on with it, lady, all right? We don't need to preach, we need jokes. But no, I think it's totally okay to not only acknowledge that men and women are different, but, you know, laugh at our differences. Like, I saw this program, and they were examining the different gender roles in the animal kingdom, and I thought it was hysterical. Like, we often think of the lion to be the king of the jungle, when in fact, the male lion, he does very little to almost no hunting. It's the female lion that does almost all the hunting. The reason why, the male lion, he likes to sleep all day, and he doesn't like running because his hair gets in his eyes. I'm not even joking, that's like dating a musician. Like, that lady out there's obviously dated a musician. She found that joke very funny. Sloths are hilarious. Like, when a female sloth, when she goes into heat, she doesn't wait for a male to come to her. She just summons one with primal screaming. It's ridiculous. She's just like, ah! Look, there's a guy coming in already. It was like a mating call. He's just like, oh. And the sloth, she's just like, get over here, you useless sack of slouch, and procreate with me. Ah! It's that romantic. And the poor male sloth who's just chilling out in a tree is just like, oh, Jesus, what do I have to do to shut this woman up? So he just slowly, like, slithers down his tree. He slowly crawls over to her. He mounts her at the speed of a glacier melting. And this is the best part. He penetrates her for a good, solid 5 seconds. Because that's right, the only thing a male sloth is capable of doing quickly is climaxing. Got real quiet in here, didn't it? A couple women are like, I know how she feels. And it's not fair. Octopuses they're so weird, they're so bizarre. Octopuses are really, really smart. They have like 5 brains and 3 hearts. And the female, she will often eat the male after she mates with him. And the male, he knows this, so he's scared of her. But he's also a man, so he's conflicted, right? Yeah. These ladies are like, we know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's literally like Fatal Attraction. That the male octopus is like, oh, God. You know what? That woman is a psychopath, all right? That woman, she will ruin my marriage. She's going to ruin my career. She's going to destroy my family. She will probably murder me and my pet. But she's hot. I'm going in. It's worth it. I'm going to give it a go. But out of self-preservation, what he's developed, which is ingenious, he's developed this extra long tentacle. It's called a sperm tentacle. And he swims around with his sperm tentacle, and he can smell when the female is ovulating. So what he does, to save himself, he goes over to her, and he can detach it. He rips the sperm tentacle off, and he chucks it at her. Yeah. She grabs it, she services herself, and swims away. That is the most literal go screw yourself I have ever heard of. Next level. I like it. Some of the ladies are laughing, and the really nice man in the front row, the silver fox, is like, not very funny, but very interesting National Geographic lecture. Thank you.